Today, we're burning down the most popular money myths floating around social media. So bring marshmallows because we're diving in this one.
Welcome to the Fox Talks Business Podcast. I'm your host, Tanya Fox, money mentor, business coach, and author. If you're a business owner who's been around the block but still feels stuck in the financial fog or hustling without getting real results, well, you're in the right place. Each week, I'm going to dive into money mastery, mindset shifts, and real-world strategies to help you grow and profit sustainably. You're going to hear unfiltered conversations, bold ideas, and practical, proven ways to start growing your business. So if you're ready to break past the plateau, make more, stress less, and have fun doing it, let's dive in.
Social media loves giving money advice, and honestly, some of it should come with a warning label. If you've ever heard a money tip online and thought, well, that feels a little bit off, congratulations, your intuition, it's working. Today, we're breaking down the biggest money lies fed to entrepreneurs and what's actually true. So let's dive in. Myth 1, charging your worth. This is a big one. This phrase needs to be thrown into the sun to disintegrate, or at the very least, buried in a deep, dark pit. You are a whole human being. Your worth is infinite. You cannot and should not put a price tag on that. What you're actually charging for is the value of your offer, the transformation, the process, the experience, and the skill set. Pricing your worth makes people feel guilty if they lower their price or panicked if they price higher. The truth is, pricing is strategy and should never be tied to your self-worth. The first time I ever sit down with a new client, I get them to tell me what their revenue goals are, their capacity in that moment of their life, their positioning, and then we start to set a price, not the other way around. Myth 2, make 6 figures in 6 months. I know you have seen those posts. The beautifully filtered coaches promising that if you follow their formula, you too can hit 6 figures by next Tuesday. Here's the scoop. These claims actually depend on things that they don't mention, like paid ad campaigns that are around $50 a day, huge teams curating all the back ends, a massive existing audience. And sometimes, honestly, even after all of that, it still results in debt at the end of the day. Now, there's nothing wrong with 6 figures, but profit matters more than revenue. I would rather you have a business with a 40% profit margin than bragging rights and burnout. Listen, it is easy to make 6 figures of revenue in 6 months, but it is rare to make 6 figures of profit. So I want you to take a moment and really reflect on if what you're seeing is including the expenses or not. Because you can spend 7 figures and make 6 figures without a problem. I want you to know that quite often it's not including the expenses. So be careful what you're comparing yourself to. Myth 3. Now, passive income. That's the goal, right? And it sounds dreamy. Money flowing in while you're on a beach, drinking something fruity. But let's be honest, most passive income is actually maintenance income. You still have to market the offer. You still have to update the product. You still have to support the buyers. Now, there's nothing wrong with passive-ish offers. But if you've been shaming yourself for not having one yet while sitting on a private beach at a resort, stop it. You can build a beautifully profitable business through simple, active offers that you actually enjoy, that aren't causing you to do huge launches all the time just to make money. You just need somebody to show you the right way. Myth 4. Now listen. I love a good affirmation. I love mindset work. I do it with my clients. I do it with myself all of the time. But if all you're doing is journaling bigger numbers, and you're not adjusting your systems, you're not adjusting your prices, and you're not changing your habits, well, then all you're doing is magical thinking. And that's not going to get you money management. Mindset is part of the equation, but the real formula is mindset plus strategy plus structure equals money power. You can meditate your way out of sloppy cash flow about as quick as you can think yourself thin while sitting on the couch eating bonbons all day. Just the truth of it. Myth 5. You need a massive audience to make good money. This one hurts people the most. I see it with my clients all of the time because it makes you believe that you need 50,000 followers before you can raise your prices, or before you can launch something and make it successful, or even before you yourself can feel legit as a business person. But the truth is, small audiences actually have been known to convert better when the message is clear and the relationship is real. I have one client with just a smidge over 300 followers pulling in consistent revenue that they are living off of 100%. But it's because they're speaking directly to the right people. I want you to remember that audience size is not the key. Clarity and connection is. And that clarity and that connection is what's going to make you the big dollars. So let's wrap this all up. What do I want you to take away from today's episode? I want you to realize that your prices should never define your self-worth. I want you to remember that you don't need overnight success. In fact, it doesn't exist. All those people who got rich overnight had been working their asses off for years beforehand. Passive income isn't a requirement to being successful or to being happy in your life or your business. And mindset doesn't mean shit if you don't have actions following it up. And lastly, your audience size will never determine your income. It is not a deciding factor. Listen, social media is absolutely amazing for inspiration, but I want you to remember that it's not your CFO. You need to run your business with clarity, not comparison. And too often these days, we find ourselves comparing what we see as being the God's honest truth. We need to be a little bit more selective to what we're looking at, and if they're including all the data in that. Now, if this episode made you realize that you've been running your business based on other people's highlight reels, it's time for you to fix that and get out of that cycle. And this is exactly what I do with my clients. I'm going to help you cut through the noise, understand your numbers, and build a business that actually pays you. But I do it with clear, honest guidance. No fluff. Just send me a message. Tell me the myth that I spoke of that hit you the hardest. And I'm going to point you in the right direction. Or we can book a strategy session and dig right in. Don't forget, your business gets simpler the moment your money makes more sense. You just got to find the person who can explain it to you in a way that you understand. No matter what it is that you're doing today, whether you are finally shuffling off one of these 5 myths for reality, or whether you're just taking a moment to breathe, make sure you take time to have fun. Because as I always say, if you're not having fun, why are you doing it?